Welcome, Eco Explorers. So we're going to continue our discussion about how we can help with conservation efforts with our 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. We've talked a lot about reduce because it is the most important one, trying to reduce the amount of waste that we produce in the first place. The next one is reuse, and that's what I'm going to focus on in the video today. And a lot of times you are reducing, right, when you reuse items, because instead of buying a new planter for my little succulent here, I'm going to reuse a can that my daughter painted for me, and then I'll put some soil in it. And now instead of having to buy something new, I've reduced by reusing what I already had. And I've done that in a variety of ways, and I know that there's more ways that I could ever show here, but this is the water bottle I like to use, and it is reused from a water container I got at a restaurant, and it was glass and I liked it, so I just keep using it. I've used it like 100 times for a water container, but it was meant to be a single use that you just threw away, and instead I keep reusing it. And for my water bottle, we want to, of course, reduce the amount of single-use plastic, but every once in a while we do find ourselves with some using single-use plastics. But instead of just recycling it, let's think about how we can reuse this. So with lots of different types of containers, I have like a gum container here. My favorite are all glass jars. I pretty much save because they're my Tupperware at home and Tupperware here at the garden. But with all containers like this, you know, for if you have littler kids, having them play with glass might not be safe. So if you have a single-use plastic for your younger siblings, you can fill this with seeds or with rice or beans or with any material, and now it becomes a music maker. You can also do fun science experiments with things like this and put some dish soap, which is blue. You could put oil, which would be yellow, and then you could put a colored water like red and put it in, and those are going to settle at different places and make a really pretty thing for your younger sibling to play with. If you seal the top of this, they can see the colors and then put different objects in there for them to use as a plaything. Of course, we have paper towel rolls, which is always a popular reuse item because it can be a variety of interesting things. You can oftentimes use these in your garden. I'll cut these off, and then these can protect the little shoots that come out of the soil, and then I just easily take this off or rip it off and put it in my compost. But I've reused it in order to reduce the amount of waste. And then there's other things. I found this. A teacher was going to throw this away. It had crayons in it originally, and I was like, hey, I could use that as a storage container for my clips. I had an old shirt that I liked at the fabric, and it was, normally I would reuse it by donating it to the Goodwill when I'm done with it, because that's another way we can reduce our waste, is by going to secondhand shops and buying our items there so they can get a second life. But sometimes the shirt is so stained or torn you can't give it, you can't donate it, and that was the case with this shirt. So I cut up the nice part of the fabric and I made it into, I sewed up the edges and made it into a bat. So instead of buying new fabric, I reduced by reusing the fabric I already had. And I do that all the time. Like this is a stained, ripped kitchen towel, and I will use, instead of buying new towels to clean up here in the garden, I bring all these old things to the garden, and this is where I use them until they're just have disintegrated. And then I don't ever, buying a new cleaning towel seems crazy to me because I'm just going to reuse the old towels that I had. This is a storage shelf that used to be nice, but it's worn down with time. And instead of just throwing this, I can't donate it because it's in too bad a shape. But because donating it is one of the best ways to reuse. And then going to, when you want something, like if I want a new bike or I want a new outfit, I can have an idea of what I want in my head. And the first place I should go is to around here in Pacific Grove, we have tons of consignment stores or stores that have secondhand items in it. And by buying there, not only am I reducing my cost, so I'm saving myself money, but I'm also reducing my carbon footprint and how much waste I produce by buying something secondhand and reusing that item. That means that a new item doesn't have to be produced just for me, which costs energy and carbon emissions to ship it and all sorts of things that are going to increase our waste. By reusing it, I reduce all those things. But you know, sometimes I like something new or I can't find it in the consignment shop, and then I buy it new, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with buying things new. My challenge for my Eco Explorers is you want to think first. Is this something, do I really need it? Because that's the first most important thing. If I don't need it, then I'm reducing waste by not buying it. But maybe I don't need it, but I really want it, right? And oftentimes you'll have those impulses that, oh, I really want that. If it's not something you planned on getting, it's called an impulse, and you should let that go for that day. The next day you still really want it, right? Then you know it's not an impulse. It's something that you think about, you know, I think that's going to bring me joy. I don't need it, but I think it's going to bring me enough joy where I still want it. I've given it time, I've thought about it, and I still want to go back. If the next day you've forgotten about it, right, it was a good idea that you didn't buy it. But if you still want it, then think about, is there another place I can get it? Can I get it at the Goodwill? Can I get it at this consignment store down the way, so I'm reducing waste and I'm saving myself money? And if you look at those places, or you say, you know what, I know that they're not going to have that item, then you buy the new item because you've thought it out. You've given it some critical thinking. A thoughtful purchase is going to save you money, and it's going to give you a lot more joy. And as kids, you'll find that if you continue to ask your parents for stuff, they're less likely to buy you something when you really, really want it. Where if you kind of take a deep breath, because it's hard, we have to use our coping skills, and adults have to do this too. When I see something I really, really want, I have to use my coping skills. I have to take a deep breath. I got to think about it. I got to use my patience and come back the next day if it's not something that I planned on getting. But when I do that, especially you kids, or when my daughters wait, and then when they do ask me for something, I'm more likely to get them that thing, because they don't ask very often, because they know that I'm going to make them think critically about it, and they don't want me to have to walk them through the steps again. They know that. So they're already thinking. They're not going to ask me for it unless they really want it, and they've thought about it, and they've thought about it, that there's a different way I can get it. Or maybe there's something, if it's a musical instrument, maybe there's something, or a pillow that they really wanted. Maybe they can make it themselves out of fabric they have. I know that they've already given it that thought. Plus, I have more money to spend on them because I'm not buying them those little things all the time that they may or may not want. So I'm going to have more money to spend on the things that they really, really, really want when they ask for it. So just being mindful and thoughtful about what we get. But my point is there's nothing wrong with every once in a while splurging and get something new. But we want to think about it, right? So when I have something like this, I can't donate it because it's in too bad a shape. I don't want to throw it away, so I want to reuse it. And what can I reuse it for? And for this particular thing, I didn't have any ideas, so I just sort of stuck it in my garage or the back of my, you can put it back in your storage area. I live in a really small house, but still every once in a while I'll do that. If there's something I think maybe I can use it for something. And then I thought, you know what, I can bring it to the garden and I can use it as a planter. Each one of these can be a planter that you kids can plant plants in when you come back to school. So I decided to save, and I'm glad I did, because now I can use it as something creative. Also get your creative juices flowing when you're looking at these things and you're thinking, okay, I got this shoebox, I don't need it anymore, I can recycle it, but maybe remember, we want to first reduce. I can't reduce, I already bought it. I don't want to skip right to recycle. I'm going to do the reuse, right? And with any boxes, I can use it as a storage container. Or I have this paper bag, and I saw this at First Night. They rolled up the edges, and you make it into a hat. You can decorate it, you can paint it, put feathers all over it. Now I've got a fun dress-up hat instead of having to buy a new one. I told the principal here that I needed a stool, and I needed to go buy a stool. I needed a stool. And the principal said, you know what, we're gonna go through some of our items. Wait a second. And the next day I found the exact stool that I wanted. It was the stool that the school was otherwise going to donate, but instead he gave it to me because I had let him know what I needed in enough time where he was able to get me something reused versus having to spend our school resources on something brand new, and it's a perfect stool for what I needed. This is another great example. This was a glass vase that I didn't have room in my house anymore. I brought it to the garden, and there's like dozens of experiments I'm going to do with you guys involving this vase, where if I had gotten rid of it, I wouldn't have been able to reuse it for all of the things that I'm going to reuse it for. And of course we have the box that I'm sure your imaginations can imagine millions of things to do with the box. Even newspapers you can make into pom-poms. You tear the edges just a little bit at the top where it folds. It makes a really fun pom-pom. I tear it, and it's kind of fun just to tear things. And now I have a fun pom-pom. I can tape the bottom, and now I've got a fun pom-pom to use around the house. And then when I'm done with it, then I can either compost it or I can recycle it. So it's really fun to I'm still wearing my hat, as you notice, making a fashion statement. It's really fun to think creatively about how we can reuse products in order to reduce our amount of waste. So I'm going to challenge you guys to take this week, look around your houses, especially when you're about to throw something away. Think about, is there a way I can reuse this to extend its life, make it into a toy, maybe use it as storage around the house, maybe use it as a planter, I don't know. Use your creative thinking and try to find one thing that you otherwise would have thrown away that you're now reusing. That's your eco challenge. Bye, eco challenge, eco explorers.